After 5 months of relaxing in southern Florida, we're back on the road again. Our first stop on this year's adventure is in Texas at Big Bend National Park. As we near our destination, the landscape really changed and became somewhat mountainous, not what we expected. We also didn't realize how remote this part of the state was. We look forward to sharing our week-long stay with you. Our 25th National Park and first of 2021.
Welcome to Big Bend National Park.
Big Bend National Park is located in West Texas, bordering Mexico. The park encompasses an area of over 800,000 acres. For more than 1,000 miles, the Rio Grande River forms the boundary between Mexico and the United States, and Big Bend National Park administers approximately 118 miles along that boundary. The Chizos Mountains are located in the park and are the only mountain range in the United States to be fully contained within the boundary of a national park. Big Bend was named after a large bend in the Rio Grande River. Good morning. After about a 40-minute drive from our campground in Studi Butte, we have arrived at Panther Junction Visitor Center, I think it's called, and we're going to check it out, ask some questions, get our book stamped, and see what we want to do the week we're here. We're really looking forward to spending some time in this park, and we're going to show it all to you. We've made it to our first trail. This is called Grapevine Hills Trail. It's 2.2 miles round trip. It's supposed to be pretty easy. I think it's got a really cool rock formation at the end. They call it balanced rock. Yeah, it looks beautiful out here, doesn't it? But it is only about 55 degrees and it's very windy today, about 20 to 30s with up to 40 mile per hour gusts. So we're going to get after it and enjoy our first hike.
That's sage. Rub it with your finger and smell it. That smells so good.
Well, after a little over a mile, we are here. What a cool hike. Well, we just finished the hike and we're going to see how good this microphone does with this wind, because it's windy. But it was about a mile and a quarter to get here. It was very easy, very flat until the very end, and you had a little bit of I guess you'd call it minor scrambling to get up here, but not difficult at all. I don't know how long it took us. Not even close to an hour. But it's just beautiful up here, and you just got to be here to see it.
The road getting here.
Oh yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
What was it? 6 miles?
7 miles. 7 miles, and I showed a little bit of it, but I didn't show the rough part. That took a good 45 minutes, and we bottomed out one time. I could tell the hitch hit the rocks, but yeah, CRV made it, but it took us a little while. So anyways, we're going to wrap this one up. I'd highly recommend the Grapevine Hill Trail, I think it's called. Beautiful, beautiful.
And that's Balanced Rock.
That's Balanced Rock. Good morning, this is day 2 in Big Bend. And today we're going to hike what's called the Lost Mine Trail. Hey, when we left camp this morning, it was 57 degrees and it is 39 degrees because of the elevation that we're at. I don't know what the elevation is. I'll have to check that later on and let you know. So we're letting it get a little bit more daylight out, and then we're going to take off and enjoy our second hike. All right, we're walking up to the trailhead. Leslie's adjusting her bag to make sure there's not a kink in her water bladder. While she's doing that, I'll come up here and show you again. This is the Lost Mine Trail. It says 4.8 miles round trip, 1,100 feet elevation gain. Bring plenty of water. And there's where she starts. All right, here we go. You ready for this?
Yep.
You look cold.
I'm not as bad as I thought I would be.
All right, we're leaving at about 7:30, and yeah, it's just beautiful up here. I wish it was daylight when we were driving in because of these mountains. Just look awesome, the silhouettes, while we were driving in the dark. So here we go. We got some bears and lions that are in this area. We'll be keeping our eyes peeled. Today's April 1st, and we're in kind of a, I guess I'll call it a little bit of a melancholy mood, reflecting on our beloved Maya, our little Bichon that we had to say bye to 1 year ago today. And she was near and dear to us. She was 11 years old, and it was just so sad to say bye to her. So I wear her dog collar on my backpack, and I plan on taking her with us wherever we go on this journey. We're about 6/10 of a mile into the hike and came up to this beautiful view. I'm using my iPhone today, so I don't have a good microphone on it to keep the wind noise out, so I hope it's not too bad for you. Isn't that beautiful? That's an agave plant. Very stiff, very rugged. Saw these in Arizona when we were out there, and the guide that took us on the Jeep tour told us they also call these cowboy killers. Guess if you were ever to fall off your horse onto one of them, it wouldn't be pretty. Like we're getting close. That was not the end, so we're still moving. Just keeps getting prettier. All right, this has got to be the end, because the only way past this is, I don't know, 1,500 feet down. What a view. Wow. Incredible. Lost Mine Trail.
Definitely has some beautiful views for sure.
Yeah. Well, we made it to the end. It took us about an hour and a half to get here. We're at an elevation of almost 6,800 feet, and it's just been beautiful. Really enjoyed it. We're gonna sit down, eat a little food, take in the sights, and then we'll head back. It got a little steep towards the end, but overall it was not too bad of a hike. I think it was rated moderate, and I would highly recommend Lost Mine Trail. After 2 days in the national park, we decided to take a road trip to Big Bend Ranch State Park, about 45 minutes west of our campground. Not only was it a beautiful drive on Route 170, there was a canyon that we wanted to explore after receiving recommendations from some of our followers and other hikers we met at the national park. All right, we're here and it's a windy one. We're gonna take off. Let's go. In these canyons, I think what Leslie's getting ready to go down is called a pour-off, where when it has water, obviously the water pours off the shelf down to the next level. Here's something interesting. Amazing, some of the plant life you see. I'll try to zoom in. See that cactus right there? All these small little bushes growing right out on the side of the rocks.
Homemade sliding board. Whee!
We made it to the end. It took about 30 minutes. It's just a tad over a mile in length, and it's a very easy hike. Just beautiful. I mean, I know how much you like slot canyons.
Yeah, slot canyons are one of my favorite things to hike in. It's those big tall walls and the canyon closing in, and
yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to be down in here during a thunderstorm where you've got a lot of rain coming quickly at one time, because this would flash flood really fast, be very dangerous. But it's as dry as a bone right now, so it's a very good time to do it. Very safe and just absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend it.
Yep, worth coming.
Yep, lots of fun. The next morning we headed back to the Chisos Basin section of the park. This is the same area where we hiked the Lost Mine Trail earlier in the week. We delayed our drive a little bit to try to capture the beauty of the Basin Road as we traveled to the trailhead for today's hike. Well, good morning. This is day number 4 in the park. We're going to hike the Window Trail. So we're down at the end of the Chisos Basin Road, but where the lodge is, and we are heading towards the trailhead.
This is probably the best smelling trail I've ever been on. Wish the video could share the smell, because it rained last night, and all the fragrances from the sage and the junipers, and it just smells amazing.
Yep,
just
it does.
Clean. And
Yeah, so this trail's a little different than Emery or Lost Mine Trail, the one we did the other day, in that that trail we climbed 1,100 feet to the peak and then back down. This one, it's also got about an 1,100 foot elevation change to it. No, I think it's 900 and some. But this one you go downhill, and that's the end of the trail, and then you climb up to get back out. So a little different. We we've been on the trail a mile and 3/4, and it's been not a lot of diversity up to this point. It's beautiful as we've worked our way down into this valley between the tall mountains, but we finally hit I guess I'm going to call it a creek bed, where we've got some trees and just a little bit different landscape. Now that is one big, beautiful agave plant. Wow, that thing is large, beautiful. Now we're talking. Quarter mile to go. All right, I'm starting to see the window up here, so we are at the end. Just a teeny bit further. Well, we're on our way back out. Took us a little over an hour to get there, and it was a beautiful ending to the hike. Just a really scenic view looking through that window. It's about 9:30, and we're gonna make our way back out. It's all uphill, so should get the heart rate up a little bit. Fun hike. Did you like it?
Yes.
Yep. All right, we'll check in with you later. Good morning. Another day in Big Bend. We took an hour drive to get to our trail today. This is called the Santa Elena Canyon Trail. It's a 1.6 mile round trip hike. Says it's got an 80-foot elevation gain. The canyon walls rise to 1,500 feet from the banks of the Rio Grande River. And there you can see where we are. This is the river that divides the United States from Mexico. You can see how the trail kind of goes up the side up there, so that's where we'll be headed. Dove off a little side trail here. See how close we can get to the river. The Rio Grande. Well, we've made it to a little beachy area, and this has got to be the end of the trail. Unless you want to swim or climb a 1,500-foot rock wall. So took us just a short time to get here. 1.3 miles distance. Very easy hike, and just kind of cool to be in a canyon like this and be right on the Rio Grande, the border between our country and Mexico. Making our way out to that little sandbar. How was your experience wading in the Rio Grande?
It felt like water.
We hadn't planned on 2 hikes today, but Santa Elena was such a short trail that we decided to pull off on our way back and hike Upper Burro Mesa Pour-Off. So here it is. It's 3.5 miles, 920 feet elevation change. Wow.
Someone wrote that in.
Yeah.
I don't
Looks
think
pretty. So we've come to our first pour off, and that is a pretty good slide down, so we're going to bypass that. Walk around the upper side there. Leslie's going to show me how to do it. There we go. So this is the pour off we just bypassed, just to give you an idea of the height of it. Yeah, that's why we didn't slide down it. So here's another pour off. Well, I'd like to see this with water running down it. That'd be pretty cool to see these waterfalls. Oh, gotta go this way. Some low-hanging clouds behind us. Makes it look easy. How cool is that? A hole in the side of that hillside. Just beautiful.
There's a little cave up there. Oh. Welcome to my new home. Called Roughing It.
Look how interesting this rock is. It looks like wood. So cool. Oh yeah. I'd say this might be where our trail ends. All right, Leslie thinks she can do it, and she probably can, but we're not going to risk it. That rock is very slick, and I think once you lose your grip, nothing going to stop you until you hit that sand down there at the bottom. Cool, cool, cool. So we're going to stop right here, even though you probably could go further, but you're taking a risk, and I don't think we need to. So we've gone almost 2 miles, and we're down at where we're going to stop at, which I think is the end of the trail. And it was a lot of fun. It's all downhill. As you can imagine, we were in a wash all the way, so going with the way the water would run, that's why you had the pour-offs and all that kind of stuff. So as we go back out, we're going to be climbing. And I think we saw this has a elevation change of around 500 feet, give or take. The hardest part is walking in this soft gravel. It's just, you can't get a real good grip as you're walking. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge going out, a little bit more of a workout. So.
Yep, I really liked it. It was technical, and then it kind of, you were in a wash, and then you kind of felt like you were back in a canyon, which I love stuff like this. So, yeah, it's a pretty, I think it's a pretty moderate.
Yeah, I don't know what it's rated, but
Yeah,
I would assume it's moderate.
Yeah.
Because of the technical stuff through some of those rocky pour-off areas. A lot of fun. I'd recommend it. All right, Leslie can't help herself. I think this is a bad idea. Again, she makes it look easy. Walk on around there and see what you can find. All right, my turn.
I sat on my rear end.
Huh?
I sat on my bottom.
Yeah.
You got long legs, so
think that would help, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not as bad as I thought.
Nope.
All right, so this is what Leslie says is definitely the area you cannot go. Whew. Oh, no, Leslie. That's,
That's the drop off he was talking about.
no, because he said it was only 12 feet.
He said you need at least a 12-foot.
So we ran into a ranger on the way down, and he said that it was about a 12-foot drop and you need a rope to get down it. That's what we just came down, because this is way more than 12 feet. Wow. Oh well, we're stopping here. Here we go. Here we go. Our 25th National Park and first of 2021. Welcome to Southwest Texas.
Welcome to Big Bend National Park.
You go. Welcome to Big Bend National Park. Come on.
I thought you were saying west, southwest, to Texas.